best GPU combo is coming out soon. BITchat is launching, and Intel is, wow, just disappointment. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. And we're going to start off today talking about an upcoming collaboration that's being teased by the likes of Yeston and Gravastar, which are two companies that are known for their bold design styles. Allegedly, tomorrow we should be getting an unveiling of some sort of collaboration joint project that should unveil a new type of GPU, potentially. It could be something as lame as a specially designed backplate, but these companies are known for their bold, audacious designs, and what we have here, you see Gravastar goes for like a skeletal aluminum alloy type design, and then Yeston goes for anime people and pastel colors, and so I'm intrigued to see what could potentially be unveiled here. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what we're gonna get out of this partnership, and I'll wait till tomorrow, and then I'll probably have to update you on Friday for it because it's going to happen after I film hot news tomorrow, and anyways, that's how it's going to work. But you know what we could definitely film that new GPU on? Today's video sponsor. In 2025, everything is online, even work. If you're a remote warrior, then you're not a stranger to video calls, and while they might be kinda life-draining, having the nicest camera in the meeting can feel pretty good. If that's not you, then today's sponsor, Insta360, is here to change that. Last year, Insta360 launched the Link 2 and Link 2C 4K webcams. While they're both part of the Link 2 series and boast a high-performance half-inch sensor to deliver crisp 4K 30 video and natural colors, the main difference between the two is that the Link 2 is set on a gimbal and features perks like AI tracking. Actually, what you're seeing right now is being shot on the Link 2 at 4K 30, while this is being shot at 1080p still on the Link 2. Now, comparing this to a built-in laptop camera, the Link 2 speaks for itself in both high lighting conditions as well as low lighting conditions. Say you're breaking into streaming on the ground floor, but a professional camera is pretty out of reach. When paired with proper lighting, the Link series offers a super cost-effective option for its streaming setup. Getting back to those nifty features from earlier though, everything is controlled from the Insta360 Link controller. This is where you can access all your settings, professional features like natural bokeh, and the advanced smart framing options. Both the Link 2 and Link 2C feature true focus for fast and accurate autofocus, gesture controls to control remotely, and portrait mode for an easy way to capture vertical video. The Link 2 specifically features AI tracking, which controls the gimbal to follow your movements, ensuring you are kept in frame. This can be started and stopped with a simple palm gesture to keep you in the flow when shooting your content. The Link 2C, on the other hand, features AI auto framing. Instead of the use of a gimbal, the Link 2C digitally crops the image to keep you centered on the screen, all with the same palm gesture activation from the Link 2. Both Link series also feature an onboard mic with voice focus, so your speech isn't drowned out by pesky background noise, like someone clapping over you while you read the B-movie script, but there's no way that would happen.
According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground.
Check the link below to get the Insta360 Link 2 series with up to 33% off on Amazon. Only the first 10 orders during Prime Day sales from July 3rd to 15th. Huge thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring. Well, while the Insta360 can keep an eye on you, Gmail is trying to get you to keep an eye on your subscriptions in your email inbox. They're finally rolling out their unified subscription management tool to make it easier to manage anything that you sign up for that maybe you forgot about or you keep getting bombarded with. Their managed subscriptions feature is now going to be rolling out so that you can see it all in one place. Click manage subscriptions, and then you're just going to be able to see exactly who is trying to get your attention, and you can allegedly easily unsubscribe. I have been actively trying to unsubscribe from Instagram emailing me for months at this point, and they will not stop. I will have to block their email. I just have not gotten to that level of frustration yet because it's every few days and then I forget about it. But at least I can know that I did it right when I go to the manage subscription feature. Let me know if you're gonna use it. Is this something that affects your life? Are you inundated with subscriptions? I want to hear from you down below in the comments. Or you can send me a peer-to-peer Bluetooth message. You won't be able to because I don't know if I'm gonna sign up for it. But the creator of Twitter, Block, and now just gonna have to let me read the name for you, is creating a Bluetooth messaging app that does just that. It's encrypted, it's peer-to-peer, and it's called BITchat. 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 Even though it's one word, please don't pronounce it the other way. That's going to be a bad time for everybody. It's a secure mesh chat that allegedly should expand the network as more people join because they're doing peer-to-peer connections over Bluetooth and making it so that there's just easier encryption for localized messaging so that you're not dependent on things like cellular networks or Wi-Fi or anything like that. This kind of falls in line with what Jack Dorsey has released in the past, something that he's definitely been working on over the years that he's been in the industry, but Bluetooth mesh chat coming out from BITchat. And one of the ideas is that they will potentially roll out Wi-Fi Direct later to increase speed and the size of the network, but it's kind of also similar to something like Apple's AirTag network, which uses ultra wideband, and every single device that has it kind of acts as a node for that communication. The general idea is that if you have BITchat installed on your phone, you will then be a Bluetooth node for anybody else who's trying to do it, and it will allow you to send messages even when they're offline or not connected or there's no Bluetooth connectivity. I wonder what the adoption rate for something like this is going to be, but let me know down below in the comments. Is this something you're interested in checking out or trying out? And I want to try out the Z2 Extreme version of the MSI Claw, and I will not be the first person to post a video on it because a Chinese YouTuber successfully got their hands on the Z2 Extreme Claw 8 and did a whole unboxing video and showing off different performance profiles, battery life tests, and it looks like the Z2 Extreme is actually pretty darn capable and even rivaling the Lunar Lake variant and exceeding it in significant ways. So one of the main things to note is that in graphically demanding setups, it's very close in performance to something like the HX370 because it shares a very similar GPU. It's just going to be a little bit more CPU bottleneck, but you will find in something like a synthetic benchmark that Intel tends to overperform here and technically beats the Z2 Extreme, even though once you go to actual games, the Z2 Extreme beats out the Lunar Lake setup, and you can also see that it beats out the Z1 Extreme at the same TDP level. So the test at 12 watts of TDP in Black Myth Wukong, the Z2 Extreme managed to get 11 more FPS or 50% more, going to 33, which is very close to the HX370's 36 FPS that you would find in a different handheld. So better performance at the same wattage and less wattage at the same performance level, making it so that its battery life is better. It beats out the Z1 Extreme. It also beats out the Lunar Lake in various different tests. It looks to be a great entry, and I can't wait to get my hands on some Z2 Extreme stuff, which Reece is going to have to save me some money for, which, by the way, I'm sure he's going to tell you. He's currently doing a Prime Day stream over on our Twitch channel as well as here on YouTube. But if you head on over to Twitch, you can learn how to enter into one of our PC giveaways where we're going to be drawing a winner for an RTX 5090 PC on August 1st. So hang out with Reece, submit some deals. We have a Prime Day 2025 certified bangers list that you can check out and you can contribute to in case you want to get your deal listed. And then as you watch, you can earn entries into the 5090 PC giveaway. Anyways, that's enough ado. Reece, hit him with the deals.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. Happy post-Prime Day. I hope you guys had a good, successful day yesterday. Deal hunting we did as a community, and I'll be showcasing a couple of my favorite deals from yesterday, starting off with the crucial P310 2TB NVMe SSD, going for only $93.99. But then next up, we have the Elgato Stream Deck Mark II going down to $109.99. The Stream Deck Plus the whole XLR Extra was going for $179.99 yesterday, and that is an insane deal. Sadly, no longer active. However, we do have this MSI 49-inch QD OLED monitor for only $749.99, making it an unbelievable $100 lower than usual. Another crazy one is this XFX Radeon RX 7900 XT for $646.81, making it cheaper than a lot of open boxed or refurbished ones. But then another favorite is the Sony XM4s down to $193. And lastly, these gorgeous Edifier QR65 Infinity Mirror monitor speakers going for $269.99, which look incredible in any white clean desk setup, and I kind of want these, but I can't get them here in South Africa, so boo. And hey, with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below, but until next time, I'm gonna hand you back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Well, Reece, I don't know if you disclosed this one, but I just wanted to point it out because it's very GPU focused. The 5060 Ti going under MSRP for the first time since its launch, at least here in the United States. The 8GB version going for $349, which is $30 under its MSRP, a significant discount. Also kind of goes in line with all of the news stories that we've been hearing that people are just not buying the 8GB version. So them being under MSRP makes a little bit of sense for that happening on Prime Day. The 16 gig version was in stock at its appropriate MSRP. It looks like it's sold out as of the time of recording, but that was going for $429.99, so you could get it for MSRP. Still doesn't necessarily eclipse the value of the 9060 XT 8 or 16 gigabytes because those were going for MSRP. I in fact picked up both of those for MSRP, $349 for the 16 gig and then $299 for the 8 gig version. I think those are the MSRP, somewhere around there. I got them at the right price. But while GPUs might be at an okay MSRP setup, it turns out that RAM is going to increase in price. We've already discussed how DDR4 has been going up and tripling in price in the last few months because manufacturers are getting out of the game as they're going into DDR4. Micron, Samsung, and other big players shutting down their factories and making it so that there's a limited supply, even though there's still robust demand for the previous generation of RAM. But it allegedly is going to get even worse, with industry analyst TrendForce indicating that we should see another 45% increase in DDR4 RAM prices over the next few months in the third quarter of this year, which actually happened before the current US administration announced a 25% US import tariffs from Korea and Japan, which could potentially increase that even more. It's not looking good if you're trying to build an older generation PC. DDR4 is looking to be mighty expensive. It's more expensive than DDR5 at this point, and you should have built a little while ago. That's apparently the lesson learned right now. And if we want a lesson in how to not run a CPU company to be successful, case in point, Intel, we're getting reports of what their CPU launch is supposed to be this year, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the Nova Lake that we were expecting with 52 cores, but rather Arrow Lake Refresh is going to hit the desktops. Maybe it'll be a combined launch where there's two launches that are happening very close to each other, and that this one is just for pre-builds who need a refresh sooner. But the Arrow Lake Refresh is allegedly going to be the same idea as the Core Ultra 200 series, which we have right now, which very few people are buying, except it's just gonna upgrade the NPU. It's gonna introduce an NPU4 design to get it so that its neural processing unit is in line with getting the Copilot Plus AI certification that you can find on things like Lunar Lake laptops or things like in these AI 300 series or the Qualcomm Snapdragon Elites. But reportedly, this is what Intel is gearing up to launch for people. Is a exact same situation, no increase in CPU cores, either performance or otherwise, no increase in the integrated graphics, potentially maybe some minor frequency bumps, but a bigger NPU so that it can get some weird label to slap on the desktop, despite the fact that many times when you have a CPU that's this capable, you are partnering it with a graphics card, which easily trounces any NPU that you're gonna find in one of these CPUs. It is just laughable how ridiculous this is and how unnecessary the Copilot Plus label is for NPUs, because the GPU is still currently doing most of the neural net processing in things that are designed for AI. The NPU doing very little to enhance battery life, to actually be practical for applications. If you just take a look at your task manager, the NPU is very rarely getting loaded. Maybe there are some applications that are specifically loading that, but it's not necessarily more power efficient than just using your graphical tensor cores. This is rough. This is a rough situation. Hopefully Nova Lake comes out roughly at the same time. Better performance, allegedly, but I would not hold my breath on it. But I'm gonna expend my breath on your comments from Monday's episode of Hot News. We got Subresin just kind of addressing the 5070 situation with why it's at 1% of the Steam hardware survey, saying recently helped a friend build a PC and we went with the 5070. They, one, didn't want to buy used, which would usually be my suggestion. Two, didn't want Intel, understandable for a regular normal person. Number three, 9060 XT wasn't out yet, 9070 was still too expensive, waiting wasn't an option. And then four, most last gen AMD cards weren't a good deal to get new. In the end, we were picking between a new inbox 3060 12 gig, 7800 XT, and a 5070. They ultimately picked the 5070, and that's what we got. That actually helps me to understand the situation out there. I read through a lot of the comments of why people went with the 5070, and it just seems to boil down to that in many regions, the 9070 and 9070 XT are just not in stock enough to hit that price point, and it's making it so that NVIDIA actually is the better value because they are hitting the MSRP MSRP that they quoted on the 5070, and that's the real kicker there. If the cards were at MSRP, AMD theoretically should win, but they're not. And Nvidia's the one at MSRP now, and AMD isn't, and that's creating an issue. It looks like with the 9060 XT, those cards are staying in stock at roughly the price points that they should be. They're competing with allegedly the 5060 Ti or the 5060, which are in the price points and in stock. I'm curious what we'll see in the coming months on the Steam hardware survey to see if something like the 9060 XT picks up a little traction. Let me know if you're picking up any of those cards for Prime Day or otherwise. What GPU are you currently looking at, especially given the actual situation of the market in terms of pricing and otherwise? Let me know down below in the comments. And then we got Ben saying, I love Reece. We'll have to tune into his Prime Day live stream. We need more Reece. That's how you get it. He's streaming for hours. I think he was live for like 5 or 6 hours yesterday, just kind of slinging deals all over the place. If you want him to sling a deal your way, make sure to tune in. We'll be live here on our YouTube channel, but also twitch.tv/UFD Tech for that 5090 PC giveaway. This is actually the previous giveaway that's got 5090 in it. We have to benchmark it still, and then we'll be shipping it out to the winner. And then last Friday, we actually built this month's current 5090 PC giveaway with the Oris Master stuff. And then if you check out our music channel, twitch.tv/UFD Music, we have a 9070 XT PC giveaway going on over there. And I'm going to be over with this episode of Hot News. I'll check you back here for more of the hot tech news tomorrow. Also, I guess just addressing the set. This is at our new office. It's still a work in progress. I'm probably going to be flip-flopping between this set and the one in my basement, just whatever is more convenient based on the day or whatever my schedule happens to look like. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.